and now makeup brush, toothpaste, अभी थोड़ा salt डाल के, charcoal डाल के. If you remember, sir, when we were growing up, वो एक ad आती थी. You know, if you remember that, that lady who became Sita in the Ramayana.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you were in
Deepika
India.
Chikalia.
Yeah. She used to come and there was this guy who used to do this dumbbell and she used to come and तन के लिए इतना कुछ और दांतों के लिए कोयला. And this guy used to brush with the finger and कोयला in his hand. And फिर there used to be a tagline like कोयला दांतों के लिए बैग बेकार होता है and then you use Colgate दंत मंजन. And now they are fooling us again with a campaign which my toothpaste has got bloody koila in that. Same company. What's your take on that?
So it's basically realization. Every day you realize that how stupid you were the day before.
Yeah.
And all the scientific knowledge that we claim to be the truth.
Sir, what's the marketing mantra for all these startups? Many startups are coming up. Some companies take the $1 billion route. Some people just take a $1 million funding and then they die. And some just don't even reach to the funding stage. What's the quick one?
Okay, the two things you should never forget if you are an entrepreneur. One, focus on building awareness about your product. Once you have reached a decent percentage of awareness levels, quickly focus on generating trials. So I would say two things: awareness, trial generation. Focus on that entire marketing strategy on these 2 points.
And keep re-innovating again and again. Right? Rebuild. A trial kiya, trial didn't go successful. Then?
Okay, once awareness, trial generation, I think the adoption curve picks up.
Okay.
And then it becomes a self-reinforcing virtue cycle.
Wow.
Then you can keep on, the third phase is the customer engagement. Then keep them engaged. Awareness, trial generation, customer engagement.
Great, sir. Perfect. This is lovely. Sir, how do you build a market for maybe a new company or a startup or an existing company, or somebody wants to get into a niche? What's your strategy on that?
The key word is trust here. That companies spend a lot of money on advertisement or on many other activities, but until all your activities are geared at first developing trust, which is the basic bond between you and the customer, you're not going to succeed. So first, focus on building the trust between you and the market.
That's amazing, sir. I have a follow-up question on that. So how do you build trust? Like, is it like delivering promises? Whatever you said happens?
So the basic of trust is your commitment to them, and then you show the commitment in action through your actions. So focus on identifying customer needs, meeting them, keeping your promises, and be committed to their well-being.
Super, great. After you are all done, you have given your best. The customer is saying, "Maza nahi aaya," and the trust becomes the mistrust.
If it has become mistrust, probably you have let them down. Probably you have not kept your promises. And remember, the marketing can only help if your product is good, if your processes are good and well-intentioned. Bad product, howsoever great your marketing is not going to sell.
True that.
A good product with poor marketing may suffer for a while.
Super. Sir, I remember we were taught ADA framework: awareness, interest, design, the desire and then action,
Yes.
And then there is an engagement part of it
Yes.
also, which is coming up. This was never taught to us.
Absolutely.
And now customers are so close to the business. HUL is talking to their community members, they're building communities. Sunsilk came with a Gang of Girls campaign in 2009. I still remember there was a case study where all the women can come and discuss about their hair problems, etc. So what's the engagement piece right now in the market for marketing?
It's a drastic change in the philosophy of an organization about how they approach the market. The earlier model was you create a product, you sell it, you forget your customers.
Yeah.
Now the focus is on becoming part of their daily lives,
Right.
Remaining engaged with them on a daily basis, having a conversation with them. The product probably that you sell is not that central to your activities as remaining engaged with the market or with the consumer is. It pays off, gives you a lot of new ideas, tells you where you are going wrong or you're not meeting their expectations, or it also tells you how market is evolving and what is it that they're expecting. So customer engagement is a way forward for most of the firms. Start thinking about it.
Is it, sir, not too much of work like for a Colgate Palmolive, जिन लोगों ने पहले कोलपाल बनाया and now makeup brush, toothpaste, अभी थोड़ा salt डाल के चलो भाई Colgate Palmolive with salt. फिर अभी चारकोल डाल के, if you remember sir, when we growing up वो एक ad आती थी, you know, if you remember that, that lady who became Sita in the Ramayana.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you were in
Deepika
India. Then.
Chikhalia.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. She used to come and there was used to be a guy who used to doing this dumbbell and she used to come and तन के लिए इतना कुछ और दांतों के लिए कोयला. And this guy used to brush with the finger and koila in his hand. And फिर then used to be a tagline like कोयला दांतों के लिए बेकार होता है and then you use Colgate Dant Manjan. And now they are fooling us again with the campaign which my toothpaste has got bloody koila in that. Same company.
Yes.
So what's your take on that?
So it's basically realization. Every day you realize that how stupid you were the day before.
Yeah.
And all the scientific knowledge that we claim to be the truth is not essentially the truth.
Yeah.
And we keep on learning every day with new knowledge, with new evidences. We realize is that what was probably not so optimal. So in that sense, what we thought that maybe the charcoal is not good
Right.
for your teeth.
Right.
Now the realization that probably it's doing the right work. The chemicals are not. The same thing is with the farming. Earlier we thought the farmers were basically doing organic farming.
Yeah.
We shifted them towards the chemical-based farming, and now
Urea
we
dalo, ye
again
dalo.
asking them, spending a lot of money, telling them to go back to the ancient and follow the ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
So probably that also happens in the consumer space with different products, but there is always a kind of a growth in our knowledge which fuels the current practices.
True. I'm just thinking it could become cyclical, sir. Organic आएगा, organic थोड़े दिन करो and then inorganic will come 200 साल में. फिर दोबारा वही आएगा. Maybe you never know, isn't it? Like there was no toothpaste till 1940s, 1950s,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Pepsodent was the first one, I think, who came in.
I think probably if I'm not sure, it was Colgate, and
Okay.
that's how it has become it has lost the power of being a brand. It has become a generic name.
It's generic.
That you have a close-up Colgate.
Yeah.
The point here is that again we must remember the basics in the marketing, which says that needs are permanent, product are temporary. So product will keep on coming, new products will keep on coming and keep on vanishing. They have life cycle. But needs are permanent.
Super.
So even earlier we had need for oral hygiene.
Yeah.
Those needs were met with different products. The products keeps coming in different shapes.
But needs
are permanent. So even tomorrow we may have a spray which kind of takes the entire paste and brushes out of the market.
Yeah.
But the oral hygiene is always going to be mankind's need.
True. And if I need a new product, could be keep changing.
Absolutely.
Superb. That's so amazing. So many companies launch new products. Yes. Some like see the sky and some see the bottom down, and some never come up as well. These are like many big companies who launched stuff and they could not even innovate.
Yes.
And why do you think people fail, and why do you think people succeed? And what's your advice to the failure one as well?
All right. I think the key thing here for any marketer is to identify need correctly of the market, of the target market. If you have done need identification correctly, and those needs I'm talking about, not the fads, if the needs are identified correctly and a product is designed afterwards to meet those needs, then your product is most likely to succeed. But if the need identification is not done adequately, misidentified, or if it's a fad rather than a need that you've identified, or you have developed a product and then you go around finding the needs for the same product, then it's unlikely to succeed in the market. So the key here is need identification.
Yeah. This could be like Instagram is like a need to get validated. I got a new jacket, I'm going to post my picture. I just want to be like, how many people like this, And then I see the number of likes and there's dopamine kick. Now this is the model which is going to be there forever.
Absolutely.
And now the photos are replaced with the videos because videos are nice.
Yes.
And then there is a dopamine cycle which has come out.
Absolutely.
So you see 4 reels and the 5th one is like a sad one, and the 6th one is suddenly a guy will be jumping on the bungee jump. And again, it's like an up.
Yeah.
So now I think it's a cyclical, what Mark Zuckerberg and the team has realized in the maybe our mind setup and they're playing with the human mind. So this need is going to be there, right?
Yeah. So the thing about needs are that they're permanent. They're genetically coded.
Oh, nice.
They don't come and vanish just like that.
Nice.
Fads vanishes.
Yeah.
So needs are genetically coded. For example, the reason why social media is such a huge success, because they meet several needs of human beings. For example, need for communication, need
Yeah.
for uniqueness, need for expression, need to remain connected socially.
Right.
So all these needs are met simultaneously by these platforms, which
Right.
allows us all of this kind of an expression.
And there's so many of them,
So
right?
many of them.
And you'll be like if you like your face to look bubbly, you can use what is it? You can use, if you want to look your face to be more cartoony, you can use Snapchat.
Yes.
The more younger generation, you want to keep it private, Snapchat is the place to be.
Right.
You want to make it public, Instagram is the place to be. Super great.
Absolutely. The another example of great need identification and how it has succeeded with very limited advertising budget or above the line marketing practices is Skechers. The
Yeah.
Skechers, they identified the need amongst the middle age and probably the growing professionals who needed comfortable shoes
Yeah.
that wouldn't hurt their knees, and they designed one and delivered. So they have been a great success.
My dad is a fan of Skechers. Like, I would never imagine my dad 5 years back saying कि मेरे को वही वाले जूते लेने. My dad is like a typical Punjabi guy who will wear and eat anything and everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to shoes, he's like, yeah, Skechers ही चाहिए.
Absolutely. The need was there, probably latent one.
Yeah.
That many times when the product is not there, consumers are expressing their needs in different words. Now, the job of a marketer is to listen to those expressions, not so much in terms of what product is required, but what products can you really create to meet those latent requirements and needs of the consumers. And it's going to succeed.
Got it. Sir, how much time should go in creating a need per se?
You actually can't create a need. Needs are genetically coded. Only the mother nature, through the process of evolution over millennia, is going to lead to a creation of a new need. What marketers do is basically they create wants.
Wants.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So many times also people misunderstand needs. Needs are not roti, kapda or makan. These are basic needs, and human beings have several layers of needs as encoded in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
So it's not merely roti, kapda or makan. There are a large number of human needs created by nature. What marketing does, that they direct your need fulfillment towards a specific solution, specific product. So while what you need is probably something to quench your thirst with.
Yeah.
But as a marketer, you can guide consumers to use Coke to quench your thirst with.
Yeah.
You might need a food, while marketers can create a want for burger or pizza, but cannot create need for food in human being.
That's so amazing. Yeah, Coke or Dar ke aage jeet hai, Mountain Dew. They claim to quench all kind of thirst. That's so amazing. So how the nature of economy is changing over a period of time for the marketers or even for the consumers? Things are changing. It's a VUCA world, and there's always a new term coming up. There was COVID. We consume things in a different way. Now it's different. What's your take on that?
Yeah. So economy has always been dynamic. All the economies of the world have gone through transformation, from agrarian in nature primarily to manufacturing to services economy. And we are in India is also in that process, and we are servitizing. We are already service economy predominantly, but what is more interesting is to note that even the manufacturing company, the companies which are in the product businesses, they are also acquiring the traits and ways of doing business followed by services organizations. So for example, you find now the car manufacturers, they are also opening up a new plans of leasing the cars, the rental model of car selling away from ownership of the car by the consumer. Same thing is happening with the real estate market, which has already happened in the developed countries, that much of the real estate is leased rather than sold in the ownership format.
True. And you can give your ownership from one person to another person.